Trump has a plan. Only 2 hours until gas prices go back down. President Trump is reviewing all credible options as oil prices skyrocket amid the U.S. Israel war with Iran, a White House spokeswoman told CBS News on Monday. Taylor Rogers told CBS News in a statement that the White House is in constant coordination with the relevant agencies on the issue of oil and gas prices, saying it is a top priority for the president. President Trump and his entire energy team have had a strong game plan to keep the energy markets stable well before Operation Epic Fury began, and they will continue to review all credible options, Rogers said. As the president said last night, this is a short-term change in oil prices, which will drop dramatically once the objectives of Operation Epic Fury are achieved. Oil prices soared on Monday as the war in Iran intensified. The price of Brent crude, the international benchmark, briefly surged to $119.50 per barrel on Monday, its highest level since the summer after Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022. West Texas Intermediate, which is produced in the U.S., also soared to $119.48 per barrel at one point. Those prices fell to just under $100 later on Monday, but barrels of Brent and U.S. crude are still 36% and 42% more expensive, respectively, than before the war started on February 28. President Trump told the New York Post he has a plan to address surging oil prices, as the U.S. Israeli operation in Iran moves forward. "I have a plan for everything, okay," he told the Post. "I have a plan for everything. You'll be very happy." The president did not elaborate. President Trump is expected to give an update on the war at a news conference at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time in Miami. https://www.cbsnews.com/live-update/us-us-iran-war-prices-up-despite-Trump-reassurance. I'm excited to hear about President Trump's plan to fix everything. I'll be tuning into the live broadcast, which starts in about 1 hour 45 minutes. Commenter notes: nearly 700,000 flee Israeli strikes in Lebanon. The Pentagon said 140 American service members had been wounded, 8 severely, in the war. Whistleblower claims ex-DOJ member says he took Social Security data to new job. The Social Security Inspector General's office is investigating allegations that the former DOJ engineer took sensitive data on a thumb drive in a major potential security breach, said people familiar with the process. Iran has effectively stopped tankers from using the Strait of Hormuz, which connects the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman, the gateway to the Indian Ocean through which 20% of the world's oil is carried. Explosions in Tehran, as Haqs says today, will be most intense day of strikes on Iran so far. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the U.S. Navy has not escorted an oil tanker through the Strait of Hormuz, after the U.S. Energy Secretary said it had happened in a now-deleted post. She says the war won't end until Iran's complete and unconditional surrender and when Donald Trump determines his objectives have been met. A top Iranian security official warns Trump on social media, "Be careful, so that you won't get eliminated," the U.S. president said on Monday. The war was very far ahead of schedule. People in Tehran tell the BBC of the impact of US-Israeli strikes. They hit hard last night, while a video from Iran shows a windscreen shattering as a taxi tries to flee nearby air strikes. Meanwhile, British warship HMS Dragon has departed the UK and is on its way to the eastern Mediterranean. Senate Democrats ramp up pressure campaign for public hearings on war with Iran. A commenter added, "Neo-Nazi socialists are literally imploding at the latest negative news that Donald Trump is more popular than Harris or Newsom." Progressive left-leaning news rag NBC conducted a popularity poll comparing Donald Trump with Kamala Harris and Gavin Newsom. People overwhelmingly hate the only two people the corporate Democratic Party of America has been floating as presidential candidates. The DNC is likely already plotting how they can rig their next presidential primary to push out any reasonable candidates, likely in favor of Newsom. https://homenews/administration/5775642-presidential-race-poll. Trump more popular than Harris, Newsom, survey. Despite a dip in job approval ratings, President Trump is still beating out former Vice President Kamala Harris, D., and California Governor Gavin Newsom, D., in an overall popularity contest. In new NBC News survey results released Monday, 41% of respondents expressed favorable views of the president. Only 34% of those polled responded favorably to Harris, compared with 27% for Newsom. The two politicians are frequently touted as potential Democratic candidates for the 2028 presidential race, but neither has committed to a run. The former vice president sparked rumors recently that she was seeking another presidential bid after she revived her Kamala HQ social media accounts and released a new book about her loss to Trump in the 2024 presidential election. Harris also previously weighed jumping into the race last year to replace Newsom as California's governor but decided against it. Newsom is term limited. Harris has not ruled out a new White House run, telling podcaster Sharon McMahon in February that she might launch another presidential bid. Newsom has emerged as one of the most vocal critics of the Trump administration. He has said that his family will be the deciding factor in his choice to run for president.